Rain poured relentlessly over the city streets, the kind that soaks you to the bone within seconds. Beneath the flickering glow of a street lamp, a young woman sat on the cold, wet pavement, clutching a bundle wrapped in a thin blanket. Her hair hung in damp strands across her tear-streaked face, and her voice trembled as she pleaded, "Please, please don't take my baby." The social worker standing before her hesitated, caught between her duty and the raw desperation in the woman's eyes. Passers-by rushed past, avoiding the scene, pretending not to hear the cries. But one man, tall, sharply dressed, and carrying the quiet authority of someone used to being obeyed, stopped in his tracks. Ethan Cole, a self-made millionaire and CEO, had spent years building walls around his heart. A single dad himself, he knew the world could be cruel, and he'd learned to keep his focus on business, not strangers' problems. Yet something in that woman's voice cut straight through his defenses. He saw not just a homeless mother but a soul fighting against a tidal wave of hopelessness. "Wait," he said firmly, stepping closer. The social worker glanced at him, cautious. "Sir, this is official." "I understand," Ethan interrupted, his voice calm but commanding. "But give me 5 minutes." He knelt beside the woman, ignoring the rain soaking his expensive suit. "What's your name?" "Lena," she whispered, clutching her baby tighter. "They want to take her because I have no home. But she's all I have. I'll sleep on the streets, I'll starve, I'll do anything, just not without her." Ethan felt a sharp ache in his chest. He remembered nights holding his own son, unsure how he'd make ends meet before his business took off. Back then, someone had shown him kindness, a stranger who gave him a chance when no one else would. Now, looking at Lena, he realized he had the power to be that person for her. "Lena," he said gently, "you're not losing your baby today." "Not if I can help it." She blinked, confused. "Why, you don't even know me." "Because," Ethan replied, his voice thick, "I know what it's like to be alone and scared, and I promised myself I'd never walk past someone in that place." In the next hour, Ethan made calls, pulling strings that only someone of his influence could. He arranged for Lena and her baby to stay in a safe, warm apartment, stocked with food and essentials. He hired a lawyer to help her keep custody and connected her with a job program his company sponsored. When he handed her the keys, she broke down, clutching them to her chest. "You saved us," she said through sobs. Ethan shook his head. "No, Lena, you saved yourself. I just opened a door, you had the courage to walk through it." Months later, Lena stood in the lobby of Ethan's company, dressed in a crisp uniform, holding her baby, now healthy and smiling. She'd worked hard, and her life was slowly transforming. She wasn't just surviving, she was building a future. As Ethan watched her leave that day, he realized the truth: sometimes, the greatest return on investment isn't in money, but in humanity. One act of compassion can change the course of someone's life forever. And as the rain fell again outside, Ethan smiled. This time,